So now let's discuss how you can lower your brain waves. Now, one method that I've started experimenting with is the usage of binaural beats. Binaural beats are most effective using headphones, and how it works is you have two separate frequencies that play in each ear. The difference in frequency creates an auditory illusion of the third frequency that your brain syncs to, creating a lowered brain state. You can use binaural beats and pair this with some deep, focused breathing to downregulate your nervous system as well as your brain waves. So music has a similar effect in its ability to downregulate your nervous system. You of course want to be very conscious of the type of music that you're using. I would imagine that death metal or satanic music might not be the most optimal in creating relaxation. Another way in which we can lower our brain waves is through exercise. Now, some of you I'm sure are familiar with the term a runner's high, and this is basically a euphoric feeling that we experience from exercise, more commonly from running, but any form of exercise can create this effect, provided that the intensity isn't too strenuous to the point where you're overtaxing your system. Now, when we exercise, our body releases what's known as endorphins, but it also releases another neurochemical known as anandamide, and anandamide actually mimics THC. And for all you weed smokers out there, I'm sure you know what THC is. It's the psychoactive compound found in cannabis. So like I said, anandamide mimics THC, which triggers the cannabinoid receptors in our brain and gives us this natural high euphoric feeling. So through exercise, we can basically get high on our own supplies. And then finally, there's meditation. And I don't need to sell you on the benefits of meditation. There are several people talking about meditation and its positive effects ad nauseum on Instagram and YouTube. I myself try to keep a regular meditation practice. I particularly like to meditate right before my movement practice because it just kind of gets me calm and in the zone, and it allows me to kind of tap into that alpha state where I can hone in on my creativity. A really great analogy that I once heard was, your mind is like a house. Your conscious mind represents the upstairs. It's well lit, you've got pictures of your family everywhere, this is where you frequent the most in your house, whereas the subconscious mind represents the basement. Now, most basements are dusty, dark, cold, there's all kinds of critters down there. It's not a place that most people like to hang out, unless of course you've like souped up the basement and made it look like a dope ass bat cave or something, then maybe. In this case, this analogy makes no sense, but if it's the former, then chances are you spend most of your time upstairs. Now the point is, even though you spend most of your time upstairs in your conscious mind, everything that powers your house, such as the furnace and the circuit breaker, are in the basement, aka your subconscious mind. The point is, if there's an issue upstairs, you typically go to the basement to assess the problem. Your mind works the same way in that a lot of your emotional trauma stems from the basement of your mind. Now, I know a lot of people have a hard time with meditation. You want to think of meditation as you riding an elevator down to the basement. That's pretty much what meditation is. Now, on the way down, the elevator is going to sometimes stop on specific floors, and random people are going to try and come along for the ride. Those random people equate to the impeding thoughts that might occur during your meditation. And this is okay, and it's completely normal. Just acknowledge it and continue making your way down. Don't get off the elevator until you reach the basement.